I did want to come on here, y'all, and have a little conversation with y'all because I feel like I am not nurse material. I do feel like I'm not nurse material. Why? I don't feel like I am a nurse, y'all. I don't feel like I'm a nurse. And it's not because of my actual title. No. My title says I'm a nurse. But it's my own thoughts and my own feelings that make me feel like I am not a nurse. Point number one. I first wanted to become a nurse because my auntie was a nurse. Is a nurse. My auntie's a nurse. She's an RN. And she started, I think, when I was in high school. She became an LPN when I was in high school, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But I think, yeah, when I was in high school. And she was the only example of a Black woman nurse that I had. And I just I loved, I admired the way she moved, the way she moved about her life, you know? And so she was the first person to give me that view. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, on my dad's side, she always wanted me to be a nurse. She was like, girl, you can go back to school. You know, she was always encouraging me to be a nurse. She was like, oh, my baby gonna be a nurse, you know? So she always knew, but I didn't know. She always knew I didn't know. And I did see that for myself, but I was like, I don't know. I just don't know. So I am hot, y'all. I'm sweating so bad. I am perspirating. So I knew that I wanted some type of stability financially and you know, career and stuff, but I didn't know where to start. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a CNA. I became a CNA. And as a CNA, it was very, very hard. It was very hard. People underestimate the jobs of a CNA, actually. And tell me why I got a notification from Vivian Healthcare. It's an app, not an app, agency or whatever, Vivian Healthcare. And why they talking about, oh, we have CNA opportunities starting $15 to $18 an hour. That's minimum wage. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? That's minimum wage. You want people to go and pay $500 for a class for a whole week, then pay a whole $100 and something for a state test to get a license for this, and you're paying minimum wage, you know? So I did that, but you know, I always knew I didn't want to stick with that because it was just so hard, and I just knew I was not gonna be doing this forever. I just didn't know what else I wanted to do. So it wasn't until I had got a job at my daughter's PPEC, and she was just going there for the first time. She had never been in a PPEC before, and I had never worked in a PPEC before. So when we had gotten into the PPEC, I started to see that the nurses who were coming in, they weren't knowledgeable of how to really care for these kids with disabilities. And I'm like, I could do a way better job. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can do better than that. You know what I'm saying? So I found myself like telling them what to do and stuff. And I started to get like emotional because I'm like, it's not fair and it's not right. I felt like it's one nurse there now who's like good. And I'm like, keep her. Ever since she came in, I was like, keep her. She knows what she's doing and everything. They have actually gotten rid of nurses because I told them, hey, no, they don't know what they're doing. Like, they don't know nothing. And that's not good for you to be an RN fresh out of school. Or even if you claim to have a year or two of experience, for you not to know nothing? No. So every nurse that came in there, they was like, they didn't know what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know how to suction a trach. Okay. And I was just like, as a nurse, you should know that. You know what I'm saying? you should know that. And I felt like those people who was coming in there, all the other ones besides the one that I said to keep, that was the main red flag for me. Cause I'm like, and please let me know if I am wrong. I don't know for real. I don't know. I need to ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT when I get off of here. But y'all still let me know, okay? If you know, or it may be different in any other state, I don't know. But is the test taken in other languages? I don't know. For you not to have any knowledge or like to know what you're doing. I don't know. And then, it's just like, I know nurses fresh out of school don't know what they're doing anyway. Like, I didn't know what I was doing fresh out of school either. That comes with experience. But anyway, that contributed to, I was like, you know what? I could do a better job than you. You know what I'm saying? I could do way better than that. I'm like, no. So anyway, that's what made me go back to school to get my LPN. And I also just felt like there weren't too many examples out there other than my aunt, who I saw, a Black woman as a nurse. And once I got to the technical school that I went to obtain my license and stuff, I saw a lot of nurses, a lot of Black nurses. I'm gonna just stop sugarcoating, because I saw a lot of Black nurses at the school. So I was like, I was even more motivated, because I was like, okay, this is where I belong. This is what I need to be doing. And so, yeah, now I don't know if I want to continue my education and go back for RN, or if I want to stay at LPN. I don't know. But I don't feel like a nurse, y'all, because I'm in the same routine type thing. I'm in a routine, and I feel like when you're in routine, you kind of feel purposeless, You feel like you should be doing something else. I don't know. But that's the reason why I wanted to become a nurse. And yeah, so I hope that I'm an example to other people who thinking about going back to become a nurse, LPN, RN, whatever. If I can do it with 3 kids at the time, you can do it. I'm for real. If I can do it, and I'm not the smartest. I don't have it all in the can. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's all about memory too. I think it's just like if you can remember stuff, When I'm focused, I'm focused. I just feel like anything you want, you're gonna go get it if you really want it. That's just it. So that's a little TED talk for right now, y'all. Before I go, I just wanted to properly close this out. If you are navigating motherhood and career, or motherhood and nursing like I am, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.